12 days of evidence, 29 witnesses, 5 days of deliberations.
Everyone's disappointed by what's happened, but it would be inappropriate and irresponsible to say anything at this stage.
Today, the jury in the high-profile trial of Bruce Lehrmann, accused of raping Brittany Higgins in Parliament House, was sensationally discharged.
Mr. Lehrmann, do you have anything you'd like to say?
A mistrial declared after it was discovered a juror had brought outside research material into the deliberation room. The research, an analysis of false sexual assault complaints, was uncovered when a juror's folder was accidentally knocked to the ground during routine tidying. Across the course of the trial, the jury was warned at least 17 times not to conduct research of their own.
When a juror goes off and does their own investigations, the defendant cannot know on what basis he was either found guilty, not guilty, or on what basis the jury was unable to make a decision. Ultimately, justice is not only frustrated but destroyed.
It comes 2 days after the jury declared it couldn't reach a unanimous decision, told by the judge to keep trying. After the trial was abandoned, an emotional Brittany Higgins spoke out about the ordeal.
I was required to tell the truth under oath for over a week on the witness stand and was cross-examined at length.
Lashing out at the justice system.
I was required to surrender my telephones, my passwords, messages, photos, and my data. My life has been publicly scrutinised, open for the world to see.
Lehrmann, who pleaded not guilty and continues to deny all charges, has now been granted bail. A date for a possible retrial set for February 20 next year.
Again, thank you to the DPP team, my family, my friends, my mum.
To know that she must do this again must be causing her absolute heartbreak and terror. There is a massive human cost here. Lost time, anxiety, lives on hold, but also the devastation of having one's life picked over in the name of justice.
Thank you to the court and its officers who treated me with such care and respect while I've been here.
News First reporter Stella Todorovic was in the courtroom today. She joins us now. Stella, what was the reaction in the room when the jury was discharged?
Well, Waleed, it was one of complete shock. No one at all was expecting the outcome that we saw today. Chief Justice Lucy McCallum calling it a regrettable and unfortunate outcome for the trial. Now, Brittany Higgins was in the courtroom at the time. She was with her partner, David Shiraz, and her mum, as well as her legal and support team. And she remained pretty composed. There was one point we saw her wiping her eye, possibly wiping a tear from her eye, and she did leave before the judge even finished explaining the reasons for why she was discharging the jury in this trial. Bruce Lehrmann, on the other hand, he remained completely silent throughout the entire morning as all of this unfolded around us.
We've seen throughout the judge has had words of criticism for the media and ended with a warning specifically to the media today. What did she say about that?
Yeah, she essentially wants us to stop reporting on this case after today. She said she understands that given the extraordinary outcome we've seen, she understands why we would be reporting about it throughout today. But she wants, for the next 4 months, essentially a media blackout to ensure a fair retrial is possible and to take Brittany Higgins out of the media frenzy while all of this is still happening. You
mentioned the retrial, February, well, the date is in February. In the meantime, Bruce Lehrmann's on bail. What do we know about that and the conditions of that?
Yeah, well, he's on bail with conditions, so he's not allowed to contact Brittany Higgins, her partner David Shiraz, or Brittany Higgins' parents either. He has to tell the AFP what his current residential address is, and he needs to give them a heads up if he plans on moving. And while his passport wasn't taken off him today, if he does intend to travel overseas between now and February 20, he needs to give the AFP a 2-week notice period explaining exactly where he's going and what he's doing.
And the date's been set for the retrial, but will it definitely go ahead, or does Brittany Higgins have some say in that?
Yeah, well, that's still all up in the air. While it has been penciled in, it ultimately rests in the hands of the Director of Public Prosecutions, Shane Drumgold, and it really is up in the air, Waleed. This case is far from over for everyone involved.
All right, Stella, thank you so much for speaking to us tonight.
Thank you, Waleed.